Hello everyone, me Phone here, along with Son of Beast. This is the next matchup. We're about to be doing the Edmonton Oilers to face on against the Calgary Flames. This is game number 2, another Canadian matchup here in the second round of the game. That is correct. This time right now, we are rematching things again to do it all over again to start from here. This time we're about to stop right here of the Western Conference, where the Flames and Oilers start here for the moment before we go right to Eastern Conference for the Hurricanes and the Rangers to pick things up here back at the PNC Arena. There might be something else going on, but who do you got right now? Well, I gotta say, I'm gonna have to go with the Edmonton Oilers this time. There might be some great matchups here, but can be another one to go favorite too. I want to see them get right back into the game and then try to take it down. Well, let's just hope this one comes down. Mine is going to go with the Calgary Flames at that point because they got some good players playing here for those parts. We're not sure what happened. Well, you may never know. You may have guessed it in between. So let's just give it all we got. We got a lot of them that we might be going from here. Well, let's get you thing going here at the Scotiabank Saddledome to start the game. And along with us right down here from the sideline, from the box, we have, of course, is Test Tube that will be able to be reporting us down here from the in-between the ices of the opponents. That will be right down here for the Scotia Saddledome, here for the Scotiabank Saddledome of Calgary, Canada. This is going to be a lot much competitive heating matchups, but let's see who has all down on board. Great here to be back here at the Scotiabank Saddledome. It's about to go things down where we have here before. Opening setup drive here in game 2, and we're about to be ready to be underway. The puck is dropped, and we start now the second game of the season here for the postseason. This time we got our starting groups here. Smith is on the Edmonton Oilers, and the other side is Markstrom here for the Calgary Flames. Markstrom's got a great handle with the puck. He noticed that he could definitely try to keep things on the board. He now knows his stuff. He could try to do things over again to give them another credit. Flames into the offensive end now. Out of it inside the middle. It's going blocked in, and it's caught in traffic. The Oilers have it in the puck along the boards. Up in the middle is Polarabin. They go inside the offensive end now. Mike David, shot save by Markstrom. This Markstrom is going to be a hard impact for him tonight. Might be ready for more. Anderson, slap shot, goes it right in between the legs of it, and it's stopped by Smith. Now, Taylor. Lindholm puts it back over to Anderson. He moves inside, takes a shot, saved by Smith. They hold the puck right now with 17:33 to go here for the first period. There's still not much time here, as this one already have happened the last game. The Flames have already beaten the Oilers here in game 1. And that was an amazing day. That happened here before. Yeah, that tough one that we did call that one here. I was definitely taking an eyes on the peel on that one here. It says, wow, this was like the toughest matchup in between and nobody has heard. And excuse me for a sec, we got a goal for the Oilers. It's Cantor with the cane of his first goal in game 2. The Flames got in a one tough situation here in game 2. The Oilers now have the lead by 1-0. For the King himself, he now got his chance on the board after playing with the Sharks of the season. He now wants to give things all a whirl and wants to stop them to try to take them down like he had never done it before. What a play for Kane. And this one turns to be offside on Edmonton, and the face-off is coming up. I also really like the fact that the Flames and the Oilers got a great Canadian matchups here, even with that outstanding of the run. And in between the first period of that one, the puck was in here on the wall. Coleman had no choice to go for, But it was very tough for him to try to like keep things eye on the puck. And with that time, he just had it. He just got it out in front, and he really saved it all like he did. Have it in front of him. So far, that the score has already been broken up so far. Now Coleman is on the ice. A little tricky of setup here, but then I did the board, and he had a little spin-off mode, which we have never seen it before. Kane reaches back to Barry. Moves it quickly over to Bill Harvey. Now it's Draisaitl. Inside the puck, and it's stopped wide here by Markstrom. Markstrom is up to Bill Harvey. That goes back and lumped and backlog. Loses the puck. That saves it off of Kane. The Kane really knows the move. His muscle has to go in between a tricky movement to try to knock him down. Not a quick shot block here for the Flames to stop by. Kane resets it up. Bochar, Draisaitl, saved by Markstrom. Now back to Draisaitl. Over to Bill Harvey. And a puck is cleared out, tipped away, and this will be an almost off on a guaranteed at most at the same time for the Edmonton. Losing puck here, moving back from the neutral zone. Gaudier has the puck. Goes knocked down, hit wide. But now those guys are really having some hard time out there. He's knocking it way, way too hard. In the attack. This one goes off loose here, almost hit right to the goalie. Hyman, dish off to Keith. McDavid, back to Keith. Tkaczuk gets the puck. The Flames go back in offensive zone. From the board, he takes a pass to Goodrow. Goes with the big hit, and Anderson recovers it. And here comes the fight. They're going to do it. There's no way that they're not going to try to like keep an eye on them. They're going to be like saying, hey, what is your problem? There might be some problem that might be hitting too hard, and that is a fight initiative. And that takes them defeat. The Flames gets their energy gain, and they knock them down free. Tough one move that Tkaczuk was trying to give a physical contact out there. And with Duncan Keith, he was knocking it big already that moment. The Flames have already gotten their power plays here, so just couldn't get enough to get a power play goal. And there might be somebody else that wanted to go for it. You could call that one here because of the players really have some hard game in control. They got to know their stuff. And they would need something else to try to work their way around and get right by it. Edmonton moving back into the offensive zone. Fargo loses the puck, and it's Hannafin taking it over. Moves the puck over to Coleman. Coleman in the offensive wing. Gets hit by the board, and Nugent Hopkins comes to save it. Racing the puck right to the neutral zone. Fires the puck right from the board. Now he moves over to Lindholm. Calgary's moving back into the offensive zone. The attacker, and Smith will hold on to the puck. That will come down to 10:22 to go for the first period. And the score has still made something up here quick, as the Oilers only had one here for the start of the first period. One for this one for that one. It was a tough one. The Oilers are back in the offensive zone. Anderson takes the puck away. We have passed the midway period here in the first period of the game, of the Stanley Cup Playoffs Game 2. Now the Edmonton Oilers have had Puljujärvi. Now the attack for McDavid. Moves it along into center. Takes a shot, and it's saved by Markstrom. Holds the puck, and it will be a whistle on the play, just to cover about 9:26 to go. Now the play resumes as Kylington wins the faceoff. Now the attacker will be coming in. Loses the puck, and it's McDavid taking a steal. Hyman back in the other way. Moves back to Puljujärvi. Saved by Markstrom. He's delivering up a quick timing reaction. Markstrom really got it all covered. This timing is just about another one to get right by him. There's still much time for the Flames to come back in. Now Kylington will have the puck. And with Draisaitl in the wing, shoots it up, and it goes well for the save by Markstrom. Tanev briefing to Kylington. Moves it to Lukic. The Flames are back in offensive zone. Lukic up. Save it comes up by Smith. Draisaitl recovers by Barry. Yamamoto speeding pursuit into the center. Takes a shot. He scores. That's the second goal of this game. And it's a 2-0 Oilers. You can tell what the player reaction has done. Yamamoto has his speeding on his tape schedule. He may have his only skill to try to take the feed away from him, and then wants to make the slap shot into a good goalie count. But if all that happened, it was a roughest that turned it out to be the best. Not for him. He wasn't going to try to doing it, but it was all he had to do. We can feel the energy of this seating. The Oilers have 2-0 lead here in the first period of the game. Now the Oilers goes back into the offensive zone. Moves it to Barry. Shoots! Saved by Markstrom. Coleman recovering the puck here along the board. McDavid takes the steal. Hurry up! Save again! Tanev gets the puck recovered. Now moves over to Lindholm. Over to Mendiapain. Now into the attack. Moves in front, and it's gloved and it's hold by Smith. Smith really knows his deal. He was going to get there that far. The puck dropped, and now he resumes the play. Mendiapain trying to take over. Tkachuk to Lindholm. That will stop by Smith. Smith really knows his skills, and he's holding the puck way quick. The only time that he goes for tricky moves and McDavid have wheels. The tricky zone for Tkachuk has a much more skills in taking its advantage. When he goes up with the other players' defensive, they now have their own skills. The recovery for McDavid has it all in its own. Wheels knows his deal. He may have something else that he might be taking a look at to give it all what he's got. We're going to see how well he can do with this, guys. And Ivan takes a goal. He extended 3-0. What a way to put up that one. Zach Hyman was going to try to answer that one, and he was just got quick. What a great score for Zach Hyman to face on for. The Flames wins the number face-off. Now this goes back into offensive zone. This one moves in. That goes off the puck. Pilari to Nurse. Nurse racing down back to the offensive zone. He moves inside. Takes a shot blocked by Anderson. Now we're to Tkachuk. The Flames back in offensive zone. Moves on the Mendiapain. Off the 10 of Smith, and it goes with another save. We're under 5 minutes left here in the first period of the game in Game 2. Now he moves over to Barry. Draisaitl into the middle, and it goes off the target. Pilari with the puck. He reaches up there too soon, and it's Hannafin with the puck control. The other player comes in to help them out. Pilari moving around. Takes a shot. That goes off again. It's saved it once more behind the goalie net. Lindholm. Back to Pilari. Saved by Markstrom. Markstrom was going crazy at that point because Pilari was going to try to make that goal. It looks like he wants to try to make it a cool shots out there, so he has to be prepared. Lindholm racing towards the offensive zone. In the wing, Lindholm fires. Smith with the save, and it comes down with it. The officials are being ready to put things up here on the board. It is now a 3-0 lead here for Edmonton, and no goals yet coming up for the Calgary Flames as they have a couple of shots on goal for the Flames. They try to work their way around. And the puck comes out of play. The officials of the passing effectiveness is going to be a cruel in between those two, 97 and 95. It can be tough, but we don't know what will happen. Yeah, I would have to bet on that one because a lot of passing was going to get there right in time. We don't know what will happen. It may have been a worst idea that could ever face a problem. To Foley into the wing, shoots wide, saved by Smith. Nurse into the board. Now they're going to crash in the crash band. Now it's Ryan with the puck. Flyers it up across here for the board around the goalie net. Anavan right back to Monahan. Monahan right over to Lukic. He fires across the other zone. And that one's going to stop him. And this one, Barry, is down. What a great defensive to try to hold the body check. Gaining up momentum. Edmonton. Now he moves over the puck onto the right. Hannafin with the puck control. Moves this over to Lukic. Last minute of play here in the first period. Lukic moves it over. He firing across. That saves it off by Smith, and he has nowhere to go right around him. There's still more that plenty to bring things up here. There's still going to be a lot of chaos in between in the attacks, and there might be a lot of stuff that could be happening in between. Edmonton back in the offensive zone. He moves it inside, scores! That's his second goal in game 2. Oilers extend it 4-0. Excellent move for Evander Kane. He was making a buzz beater here before the first period expires. All of that happened, Kane was going to try to deliver to make the hard stop crash. Draisaitl gets the puck. Now he will move things over. And a save has come up. Kane back in control. Keep up with, and it's off the shot. And that ends the first period. With a score, the Edmonton Oilers made a great start here. It's 4-0. Will the Flames get down the board? Find out after the break. Second period is set underway, and we are all ready to get things back on ice. The puck is dropped, and we start here. So far, the Edmonton Oilers have already got 4-0 in the score. And now we got a goal! Kachuk's got his first goal of the game 2. Here now on the board. That play was just a fantastic monster shot. Kachuk has received his first one from this one, a tricky zone, to make that one a setup change. And that was just a perfect pass. They have it all down. As this one turns to be the start of the first period, it's 4-1. Mangiapane, saved by Smith. McDavid's got it on their own end, facing it through the neutral to the offensive. Moves inside, but saved by Markstrom. He will hold the puck here with only 18:47 to go. You can feel this energy out there. Fans are all liking it. It is a 4-1 game in between the Flames and the Oilers. Now they resume the play here with under 19 minutes to go. Now moves over to Chachik. The Flames back in picking up steam. Takes a shot. Mangiapane, saved by Smith. Now you'll get a chance to get a hold of the puck here. Most of the time, the Calgary Flames are the only team that are really wanting to get fired and be hot. That's all that he have gotten to be one by one. The single time, the digit that they have it all down there through, it's what they have done so far in making the best plays ever that they have. Now the Flames in the attack. Moving in front, saved by Smith, holds the puck, and it will get a clean whistle while stopping the play. Still much time left to play here in the second period. It's a 4-1 game. And to talk about things over, here from the Hurricanes and the Bruins, they've got a lot of heavier matchups here back in the first round. And we've also noticed that what's their status they're going to be. Will it be high or will it be low? It may be a very tough one to go right by it. I'm pretty sure this was a tough one to make a saving at that point. It really may be tough to be on that run, but instead, it can be a very tricky one to try to knock them down, to go over the place of the setup drive. It may be very too much, too hard, and it sometimes can be a very awful change with the lookout. Shoots a shot. That goes up at the block here for Lindholm. Lindholm up in the wall. Now the puck is already getting cutted out as Barry will take it. Barry right to the boards. Draisaitl putting it back up in steam. The Oilers picking up the momentum. Kane on the outside. Draisaitl in the middle. And a shot goes up. That's another quick save by the goaltender. Goaltender's really got some good highlighting keys. The matchup, it may be very tough to try to keep an eye on. Anderson shot and bullet, and it was off the target, and it kills out wide. Now the pressure is on for Anderson, and this one goes right over to Mangiapane. Looking to something happening out there from the defensive to offensive zone. Kane's got it along from the board. McDavid shoots wide. Oh my goodness! Mangia and Markstrom with a mania attack. This was a keep an eye on the prize. What a slow things down here. He's knocking things on the board. We haven't been hit the midway period yet, as it's still coming down to 14:20 to go. Shot right up and wide in target angle. Now McDavid has it covered. Holds the puck and Mangiapane on the Everwary. Flames in the attack. Mangiapane in right to puck line with a shot and a save by Smith. That turned out to be just a quick timing he got. Sure enough to me, it may be very typical to try to make the range out of it. So far, they already got beaten against the St. Louis Blues here in the first round. That wasn't the part, but they were going to get lucky enough to try to face things down on the board. It was a very hard in between the zone and zone attacks. But what happened is it can be a very tricky one to try to wish their way down and have a heavy matching into the gutting point. Mangiapane back in the attack. Off and over to Manton with a 2-on-1. It's shot blocked. Hyman bowling over to Bill Harvey. Edmonton back in the offensive zone. Shoot goes off the leg of the pad. Touring the back of the near blue line is Hyman. Shot, way blocked. What a good defensive recover. Now that's where you're not really going to get if you wanted to try to keep an eye on them. Ruzicka went a little off loose. Lewis up, shooting inside, and stopped again by the Oilers. Lewis right behind the goalie net. Shoots back right to Kylington. Off again! No savory at this point forced the Flames to save it the day. They're all over the place because of that one was a heavy pressure to try to knock them over. Nugent Hopkins carries offside with 11 minutes to remain in the second period. We still have a lot of much timing left here before the end of the second period. Almost heading down in the midway period. Now Bouchard over to Keith. Back to Foligel. And Toffoli, who has taken the puck to break things up. Moves over to Anderson. Right to Lukic. Back to Hannafin. The Hannafin Flames will fire across the board. Try to beat from here. Here's another one to Toffoli. Toffoli in there. Takes a saving. Grabbing the save again by Smith. He's looking all over at that point because of that one. He was way off the target. He was going to get there in time, and he knew he had a right way to do it. He was saving it big. Foligel to Bouchard. Then it goes off again by Markstrom. We're under midway period here in the second period. Now the puck is lifted back out of the offensive board. Bouchard to Duke Hopkins. Full Eagle fires across the other way. And they won't pick up that one. Calgary moving their way in along with the board. Takes a shot. That went off the iron. That was tough. Too close to call because that was a very tough one to try to save it and knock the puck. It was a tough one. Draisaitl takes a shot. That goes off of Mark Shaw. Mangiapane moves it over. Flames go back on attack. In the middle, Mangiapane, glove save by Smith. He made a great catch before the whistle blows. Still moving to get momentum out there. The Flames and Oilers are all in between the hands of those two. But who had a power coverage? Well, it might be a very tough one, but you never know. It might be the only one that can be a tough one to try to save it at last. Anderson with the puck. Moves over to Lindholm. Lindholm's got the puck. Takes it with pit. He moves it down back to Tychuk. Tychuk to Lindholm. Saved by Smith. He loses it and he tries to hold things on without the score taking over Flames. They're on a hot end of the streak for the Oilers. They're all picking up the pressure. 7:02 remaining here in the second period. And the score now is still 4-1 lead for Edmonton. Nurse, Lindholm takes the puck. Mangiapane will help him out. And this one, open face off. Anderson inside, that goes off. Nurse picking up steam here in the wing. Up along the middle, Markstrom covers it with the glove and with the chest. They will hold it up for a bit of a whistle to give us some breakdown. The Flames goes back over to try to face it back again, back on the offensive zone. Here's a breakaway. That went off wide. That's too much shot here because of what happened. This was a hard one to try to take them down like they haven't done it yet. It's too much. It cannot be too hard with the pressure. Draisaitl, Markstrom comes to deliver the save. And this will hold the puck here with under 5:30 to go. We still have a lot more time to carry things on. And in between the zoning attack ability, it may be a hard one to stop by. Anafin with the puck. Moves over to Anderson. Now to Lewis. Only 5:15 left to go here in the second period. Perry up on the board. Trying to hold that puck. Nurse over again to McDavid. Back to Puljujärvi with the shot. Excellent save by Markstrom. Markstrom was going to deliver that one. Push that puck out of here, and you're not going to save that one if you keep making it up a mistake. Rusenko fires across the board. Nurse rolls back to Barry. 4:10 to go here in the second period. Puljujärvi, pass broken up. The Flames work back on offense. Barry takes the puck and steals it. Puljujärvi back in the attack. Taking a risk. This one goes off and target awaits. Lewis up along the boards. Moves over to Hanifin. Fires across to Zuziko. 3:19 to go here in the second period. And this one goes off again by Barry. McDavid whooshes off to Nurse. Off to Hyman. Back to Yamamoto. In the attack, here he goes. Saved by Markstrom. What a deliver, and oh boy, the Oilers are going to try to keep it scoring. The scoring's not going to give them a drop because that was a tough one to try to make them pay for. They cannot be slowing it down. Moves it quickly over to Coleman. Coleman's got the board across. Now the pressure is on by Bouchard. This one goes off, and Draisaitl gets the puck recovered. Yamamoto in pursuit. Right around him, and the shot is blocked. Tanev goes right to Coleman. moves over to Backlund. In now for the Flames with the attack. Inside out, save, score! Magia Payne gets a goal! It's a 4-2 game! The fire pressure's on. Magia Payne really got to stop things down. They got a great pressure. You can feel the energy of the crowd with all the roaring techniques. It's a 4-2 game. Houston bad pass broken up. Yamamoto back in the other way. Draisaitl, Kane inside. It's off again by Markstrom. Backlund with the back one and into the offensive zone. Backlund takes a whiff and Bouchard takes it over. Only a minute of play played here in the second period. Magia Payne shoots, saves by Smith. He was not going to try to beat his own time, but he wants to do it again because of all that happened. They're really going to try to push him off and get back into it. Backlund back in the offensive zone. Moves over, score! Coleman gets a goal, and now turns to be a 1-point lead for the Oilers. Coleman was definitely going to try to whip things up here. Since he did for his first game with the crazy move here from the wall, it went back from the net. And now for the second game, he has released himself to put it in the net. That was a crazy one. He gives it up here, guys. Valori right in it, and he will hold the puck down as the whistle and the buzz sound is over. It's now a 4-3 game. The third period is coming up right after the break. All with our broadcast crew here, Test Tube, along with me and Son of Beast. Glad you have joined us with here today, as we have already finished playing 2 periods of the game. But now, it's the third period. Anderson will start to strike things on. Now McDavid and Hannafin have got all pressures up here. What do you think how they did so far here, my guy? Well, I guess that it was a very typical change, but not to worry of how they've done so far. It looks like the Oilers were going to have to try to whip things up here. I think that Coleman was the best player that he was going to try to whip things on. But Magia Payne, oh boy, he was definitely going to love that one here too. They wanted to get back in the game. They really got to pressure things up here on the board for tonight. Valori shot. It goes off and wide. Lindholm recovers it. Now Calgary Flames are stepping up in the attack. Makes a big hit. Bang on Kane, the nurse. And that was a Brad broken up here. And it says, get out of here. Get the cloths off. Angle. You might be going off for a tow truck. Lukic back into the offensive zone. Fires off to Mahan. Monahan couldn't try to tie the game up. And Smith takes the puck to try to cover it up. Still plenty of time left here in between the Flames and the Oilers. It's a 4-3 game here in the third period. Now they work back in offense. Tanev, Nurse taking it over. Nurse back in to recover. Draisaitl up with the attack. Oilers back into the offensive zone. Takes a shot. That goes off a Markstrom. Tanev moves it over to Toffoli. Up to Collington. He now puts it back in offensive zone. Draisaitl with the steal. Taken along the wing, Draisaitl. Monahan takes the puck and stows it away. Tanev, pass is broken up, and Yamamoto steals it. Moves it over back to Kane. And a shot off and tipped away by Nurse. Kane in the loads. That's a glove save by Markstrom. And we'll get a whistle here to recover and take him refreshing breath. Takes him a lot of breath here, and there's so many other players that we're going to try to make that shot. But both teams have 37. Oilers wins it again. Ochar takes a block and a shot. No man recovered. Kane in the move. Magia Payne takes the puck. Now pushing in steam. Magia Payne with Smith recovers it. And they'll hold the puck here with just 15:32 to go. What a puzzle. Smith and Markstrom got some heavy feelings about those two. What do you think will have the best saves here for tonight? It's a very close call. It's going to be a very tough one to try to go for. Because if Smith was going to be in the game here to try to make some most saves, he's going to definitely have to try doing it one by one. If he doesn't get there in time, well, it's very hard. You got to get there, and you got to be a lot of playing in technique to try to hold the deflecting of the puck without going into the net. The Flames back on Coleman, shoots off, and it goes off the target. Larry back in the zone. Edmonton moving in a stream. Takes a big hit. Wow! What a stop here for the Flames, and it's McDavid to try to whack and go down. What a play out there. You might need to stop there with a big attack. And he scores! It's a tie game! Coleman gets another goal. Unstoppable run. The feeling of Coleman has got 2 goals in this playoffs of this game. In game 2. And he now has 3 goals in the playoffs here in round 2. Oh, Coleman's going to do it. Oh, he couldn't hold it on. Coleman inside. Save again by Smith. And he deflects it back right to the board. Keith on to pursuit. Takes it over to McDavid. The Oilers are back in the position. Harvey with the shot. That goes off of Markstrom. Markstrom's got a good quick check out there. The Flames pick up back in offense. They will have to try to squeeze it out here. And McDavid will try to keep it in reinforcement to go back and work again. McDavid's shot went off loose and saved by Markstrom. Toffoli up to Lukic. Calgary fires it across the board, and this will be whistled out of play.
One of the best performances right now is Draisaitl. His tape-to-tape skills really have to turn things out here for every couple games of the season. For this postseason, he has never done it so far in between those two. And right now, we might see him, if he has a chance now, to get right into Game 3 if their team can try to pick him up on the board. We'll see how well that Leon Draisaitl can do. Guys, back to you.
Oilers in pursuit. This one's going to be a lead, and it says no. No, sirree. Markstrom is delivering a big-time score. In between the zone of the mid-period and the regulation game, it is coming down to be a tie game, and you can feel that those fans are in pursuit. Barrier, saved by Markstrom. Monahan right to Toffoli. Moves over to Lukic. Up along the wing. Now it's taken over by Kane. In the attack now, Draisaitl. It goes off by the chest of Markstrom. Delivering up at the piece. This was all that needs to be happening here. It does happen to be a quick time release, mate. And he tipped it in! The officials are going to count it, and the referee is going to say it is a no goal. Let's have a look one more time. Yeah, you could see that because of that one, he was in the crease and that time, the Oilers didn't count it. Because at that point, they're not supposed to be in the crease right down here below. And the officials have already made and already accepted it. That turns to be a tie game still. Wow, man, I don't know what to tell you about that. How long's it going to be? Well, you may never know. I'm not going to complain. There's a lot of them more that I need to get right through it. Ryan facing back into the offensive zone. Moves inside. Stop again by the goaltender. Jack will hold the puck here. Kajak moves over to Lindholm. He now swings it off here to Zadorov. Up again to Lindholm. Moves it quickly over to Goldbertson. Mangia paying back in the offensive attack. Barry back to Ryan. Swings the puck. And this will be a whistled out of play.
So far, in between of those two, it was only that because of Drychuk has it all in covered. The most man he has in mind, he's keeping up here with the tricky zones to be attacking up here and trying to make the only trick shots that he wants to try to give things up to. Those teams are definitely a higher ranking average that may want to do something a bit more that can be a tricky one to get things up with a set. We'll see what he can do for Drychuk if he wins the game with the second game here for the Stanley Cup playoffs. Guys, back to you.
Oilers and Flames still tied at once, and now we approach down to 8 minutes here in the third period. Barry feints it off to Polarby. Moves it quickly over to Hyman. The Oilers regain their group in the offensive zone, stopped by Markstrom. In between those two, they definitely did have it all. They were going to try to save it to bite the dust out of them. Now those two are going to try to keep on fighting in between those guys of the Canadian matchups. Anderson to Toffoli. The Flames working back in offensive zone. He was all alone. Smith able to hold on, and that will not count him and try to keep him up here at that time. The offensive zones are working their pressures on the run. How does it usually take when the offensive players have it on his higher averaging rate here? They definitely did have it all. There's no way that they're going to try to keep on attacking it, but that was going to be a very tough one to try to make them stop and go down with the payment of the roll. And what happened? They have it all down here on the board. They got to find something else to try to stop them. McDavid holding the puck. He's racing toward in the offensive zone. Loses the puck. Anderson takes the puck. Now again. Oh, went bad down angle here in physical contact. Keith right over to McDavid. Now back in offensive zone. Markstrom saves again. This one is going to be a very tough matchup. The Hyman and group are trying to take their breath here and try to hold their way down. It's still a tie game. Now it's Anderson with the puck after a face-off win by the Flames. In the back line, right over to Coleman. Flames working into the offensive attack. Coleman couldn't save it back. This one goes back around with the overweight to McDavid and Hyman. Hyman scooches up. Inside alone. That goes off carried, and it's off the goaltender. Up to Hyman. Shoots. Saved by Markstrom. Markstrom did really try to make this good setup. I think the grade can be a lot higher. Benjamin. Coleman shot. Saved by Smith. And they couldn't try to connect it with the rebounder. The rebounder was very tough at that point there, Mitzvah. I know that was going to be a very tough one here. The officials are set here back in the neutral face-off here from the wing. Now the Oilers win it. Mozart to Keith. Moves it to Draisaitl. The Edmonton Oilers are picking up steam. Top shot. That's going to be whipped out the run. Draisaitl. And Mangiapane takes a steal. Backing over again is Bouchard. Yamamoto into the pursuit. Crash along the board, and this one's a tough one to be banged back in. Mangiapane to Backlund. This one whips up into Coleman, back to Anderson. Flames regroup their position here on offensive zones and try to give it up to someone else. Inside alone, Smith saves it. They're still going, and it's still a tie game. No leading streak has been announced yet to be on their lookout. And I would have bet this would be a very tough one to give 100% to the Flames. They really have it all down here on the board. They may have something else to go with them in mind to keep their eyes on the pride, but there is a chance. It can be a very difficult run for them tonight. Flames back in offense. Now moves over to Anderson. Moves it quickly over to Lindholm. Lindholm right on 101, and that glove save comes up by Smith. 2:27 to go. It's still a tie game. Now we're ready to bring things back for the offensive face-off zone to hit it back into time. First, a biscuit is dropped, and it's Nurse with the cover. Barry right back to Kane. Gaining up momentum here in the wing. Kane up to Draisaitl, shoots off again, it's not going to help him out. Yamamoto save again by Markstrom. All along the board, the Flames are trying to hit them back. Kane shoots it off, and it's saved made by Markstrom. You're not going to believe that one, but that was a very tough one. He was going to get there in timing. What a great save. Kane again, off again, save again by Markstrom. Only coming down to the wire here for the regulation period in Game 2. Kachuk up again. It's Yamamoto with the takeaway. Now facing back in offensive zone. Over to Kane. Shoots. Blocked in front. Yamamoto recovers. Markstrom saves again. And this one was a covering at the point. Markstrom was delivering his time. I think the players who deserved him to be the best. Now the Flames takes it over. 40 seconds to play here in the third period. Mangiapane, right pursuit. Into the left, goes down on board. Nurse moves over to McDavid. Racing in the attack, in between the Flame and the Oiler. Backhand shot. Glove save by Markstrom. This one's given a good reap out to make them pay for. Coming up next will be the next one that will be taking over to James Cebulski and Greg Ferraro. It will be the Hurricanes against the Rangers here at PNC Arena. And we will be back here another day to have the Avalanche and the Stars, and the other team will be the Panthers and Toronto Maple Leafs. McDavid right over again, taking a rebound, 10 seconds to go in the regulation period. Hyman, can he deliver it? No, he does not. Connington will have to hold it on, and the regulation period is over. What a tough game this is, but the next one could be the overtime winner if we have an in-between Oilers or Flames. It'll be coming up right after this. Oh boy, what a tough fan favorite to be here in between the Canadian matchup. Right along going in between the Oilers and the Flames. So far, it has been a tremendous game. What do you think there, my guy? Well, I definitely call that one. It's a wow moment. In between those two, the hard impact of between the Western Conference showdowns of the Canadian team was going to be a very tough, stoppable run and try to wrap it around and put it back in there like they've never done it before. It may be tricky, but it can be very hard to try to work their way around. And speaking of that one, this game now goes right into overtime. We're about to see who will win the second game in between the offense and the defense. We're going to see what they can do to try to stop their way around to make them attack for. Now, let's get in the game here of overtime. It's in between us two. Flames, Oilers. Time to hit the puck drop. Overtime starting right now. Tanev up to Lindholm. Shoots, saved by Smith. This goes right back to Draisaitl. Lindholm again. He shoots it side. Smith with a glove save. This one's going to be a very tough one to make that one made for. In between that run and the run, I have to complain. It may not be real. Now the Oilers take it over. Nurse right over again. This is off to McDavid. McDavid and then loose. Save off by Markstrom. He's going to be quick here for tonight. He's working on his way. He's pushing P. And a one-on-one attack. Can he do it? And it's still no. He's still tied. McDavid to Draisaitl. Oilers back in momentum. McDavid shoots. Sachuk with the save and out of Markstrom. The Flames picking up steam. He's going to be picking up here big. Hunter Cup, save again by Smith. McDavid right forward, and no penalty been called on the Flames yet so far. They really are not doing it here for overtime. That won't happen. Draisaitl, 2-on-1. Edison's not going to help here. That will be off the target. Tarchuk all alone. He's going to do it. 2-on-1, 1 on. And it goes off wide. 2:15 left to go in overtime. Now it goes right over again to Draisaitl. Draisaitl shoots off of Markstrom. Anderson right over on the Flames side. He now picking back in the offensive zone. Monahan shoots again. That's off the board. Monahan is picking up too soon here. He has to make it quick or else it's going to be too much and it will be too hard to make them pay. That's off again by Markstrom to Smith. Magic Bank scores! Monahan takes the game win, and it's game over for the Edmonton Oilers here for Calgary Game 2. With the feed of all that happened to Sean Monahan was going to save the day. The backhand, it was released up there, and that is the game winner here. 2-0 is the score, and we all salute the fans here. What a fantastic game in the Canadian matchup series. I think this was definitely a best game ever. What do you think here so far? Yeah, I definitely like that too. I would have bet the Oilers would have had the chance to win it in Game 2, but right now the Flames have already won 2 games at the start of the postseason of round 2. I guess we'll have to see what happens if the Oilers can come back in there so far. Well, that's all we have here for today. And the 3 star players of the game. We have number 3, Evander Kane. 2 goals and 1 hit. Only took about a big moment here to try to stop one. The 2nd star, Jacob Markstrom. 59 saves at that point. Taking it over by Smith. What a play out. And for number 1, Blake Coleman. It was 2 goals, 1 assist, and 2 hits. Now that is a tough one that did happen here before. I really know that Blake Coleman was going to try to sweep things up here before. What a game and what a victory for the Flames. And that's going to do it here. If you're tuning in to the Hurricanes and Rangers, it's coming up next. Right now, we will head you over to Jason Bolsky and the other crew of Greg Ferraro on here from PNC Arena. I'll be happening here later tonight, so we'll see you guys here for another day of the game of the Avs and the other team of the Wilds here from Colorado of Ball Arena. So thank you for watching, and as for always, until next time, peace out everyone. For a while as the NHL 22 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. In between of the Canadian matchups dial, and the other teams too. Thanks for joining with us. And have a good night here in Calgary. Get home safe and get home at last for today, tonight. Thank you and have a wonderful show of this one to bring you for the real game and NHL. Me, phone and Son of Beast are gone. Take care, folks. Till next time.